Good day, learners! Welcome to our science class. Today, we will going to study about animal reproduction, particularly their modes of reproduction o ang paraan ng kanilang pagpaparami. Are you ready? Let's start! Ang susunod na makikita ninyo ay pictures ng parent animal kasama ng kanilang young ones. Bali nanay kasama ng mga anak. Pay attention sa name ng mga young ones. So we have dog and its puppies, cat and its kitten, butterfly with its caterpillar. We also have mosquito with its wiggler, kangaroo with its joey, frog with its tadpoles, horse and its fowl, and goose with its goslings. Question: how do animals reproduce? Paano sila nagpaparami? So the objective of our lesson is to describe the mode of reproduction of some animals. We will going to include dogs, cats, frogs, mosquitoes, and butterflies. Reproduction is a biological process by which new individual organisms are produced. Ito ay natural na proseso kung saan ang isang organismo katulad ng hayop ay nagpaparami. Yun yung tinatawag na reproduction. There are two types of reproduction in animals. First is the sexual reproduction, and the second one is the asexual reproduction. When we say sexual reproduction, it takes place when two parent animals are involved, the male and the female. Pagka sinabi mong sexual reproduction, kailangan may dalawang animal. Isang male o lalaki at isang female o babae. Ang parent animal ay nagpo-produce ng egg cells, while ang male parent animal ay nagpo-produce naman ng sperm cells. When the egg cell unites with the sperm cell, the process is called fertilization. Animals have sex organs that produce sex cells or gametes. Sa sexual reproduction, ang animals, katulad ng human being, meron din silang reproductive system na binubuo ng mga reproductive organs. Sa sex organs nila, nagpo-produce din to ng sex cells or pwede nating sabihin gametes. The gametes of animals are developed in a specialized organ. Sa lalaki, sa male animal, ang tawag doon ay testes na nagpo-produce ng sperm cell. Sa mga female animal naman, ang tawag dito ay ovaries that produces egg cell. Meron tayong mga organisms katulad ng earthworm that contain both sexes. Ang ibig sabihin nun, meron silang testes, meron din silang ovaries. Ang tawag sa mga organisms na yan ay hermaphrodites. Fertilization takes place when a sperm cell unites with the egg cell. The fertilized egg is called a zygote, which develops into an embryo. The embryo undergoes continuous development until it eventually grows into a newborn animal. Class, tandaan ninyo, pagka merong fertilization or union between sperm cell and egg cell, there is life. Buhay na yon. Fertilized egg na yon. At ang fertilized egg ay pwede nating tawagin ding zygote na eventually, pagka na-develop, ang itatawag naman natin dito ay embryo. Zygote and embryo are developing life inside the mother's womb. Nasa loob rin siya ng katawan ng isang female animal. The embryo undergoes continuous development until it eventually grows into a newborn animal. Lalaki to ng lalaki hanggang ilabas na ng mother animal o ng parent animal. There are two basic ways in which the gametes are brought together. Sa animals, dalawa ang paraan para magkaroon ng fertilization. Una, yung internal fertilization, and then the second one is the external fertilization. Pag sinabi nating internal fertilization, it happens when the male animal releases sperm cells into the body of the female animal to fertilize the egg cell. Ang ibig sabihin nun, ang male animal magre-release siya ng sperm cell sa loob ng katawan ng female animal para magkaroon ng union between the sperm cells and the egg cell. Uulitin ko, sa internal fertilization, nangyayari yung union sa loob ng katawan ng babae. The embryo can either develop inside the female body until it is born alive or develop inside an egg laid by a female. So, embryo, which is a developing life inside the mother's womb, nade-develop siya at pwede niyang ilabas ito o ipanganak ng buhay o kaya naman ay nasa loob ng itlog. Here are some examples of animals that born alive. So we have the pigs with its piglet. We have the dolphin, the koala, and bats. So bats are considered as flying mammals. These are the egg-laying animals. We have the snake, birds, butterflies, and chicken. Uulitin ko ha, born alive or egg-laying animals are example of internal fertilization. Ma'am, bakit po yung itlog? Inilalabas naman po yan ng mga chicken, tapos saka po mapipisa. Yes po, pero ang egg na yan ay nade-develop inside the body of the female bago siya ilabas as egg. External fertilization takes place when the union of the egg cell and the sperm cell occurs outside the body of the female. The female releases eggs into the water or attaches them to plant or rock. The male releases sperm cells over the eggs to fertilize them. Ang kaibahan ng external fertilization sa internal fertilization, nangyayari ito madalas sa water or sa tubig. Hindi magkakaroon ng fertilization inside the female's body. Ang ibig sabihin ng fertilization nangyayari sa labas. Mag-unite si egg cell at saka si sperm cell sa labas ng katawan ng babae. Fertilization takes place directly in the water after each parent releases its gamete. So, in our example, we have frogs and fishes. Kung titignan mo yung picture ng frogs, magre-release si female ng egg cell and then magre-release din si male ng sperm cell sa water. Doon mag-unite yung egg cell at saka yung sperm cell sa tubig. Ganon din sa fishes. So as we can see in the picture, si female fish ng egg and then magre-release din ng sperm cell si male fish at doon ma-fertilize sa water. Outside fertilization. And then we have the asexual reproduction. So kung kanina meron tayong sexual reproduction that needs two parent animals, male and female, to reproduce, ang asexual reproduction ay iba. This is the kind of reproduction with the involvement of only one parent animal to produce an offspring and no reproductive organs are involved. Ibig sabihin, dito sa reproduction na to, isang parent lang ang kailangan para magkaroon ng anak. At walang kinakailangan na reproductive organs para mangyari yon, yung kanyang pagpaparami. A single parent organisms simply makes identical copies of itself. Ang mangyayari dito, si single parent, pwede siyang magkaroon ng anak sa pamamagitan lang ng pagkukopya sa kanya or pagdodoble niya. There are ways to reproduce asexually. So we have the binary fission, wherein the parent organism splits itself into two parts. Each half grows into new individual. This is also called splitting. Sa binary fission, nadodoble siya or nakakopy siya sa pamamagitan ng pag-i-split o paghahati sa dalawang parte ng isang organism. Katulad ng nasa example natin, which is the sea anemone. Pag siya ay nahati, dalawa na kaagad siya. So kung meron tayong dalawang sea anemone na nahati sa dalawa, magiging apat na kaagad siya. So in that way, dumadami sila. Binary fission is also called splitting. Next one is budding. Budding happens when an outgrowth of the parent animal develops into a new animal. So, this is an example of budding. This is a hydra. So, as we can see in the picture, there is a bud that grows on the side of the parent hydra. So, eventually, yung bulge na yon, yung bulge o yung bukol na yon ay magde-develop na kapareho niya. Kapag kakaya ng mag-isa nung bud or nung maliit na hydra, madedetach siya ngayon doon sa kanyang nanay. Mag-grow na siya ngayon ng kapareho o katulad ng itsura ng kanyang parent animal. So, ganun na nangyayari sa budding. Mag-uumpisa siya as bulge o bukol, lalaki na kapareho ng nanay niya. Pagkaya niya ng makapag-isa, hihiwalay siya o madedetach siya sa kanyang nanay. And then eventually, may bukol na naman or bulge na tutubo sa kanya, tapos magde-develop na naman, madedetach. Yun ang paraan ng kanilang pagpaparami. And then we have regeneration. It is the ability of an organism to regrow lost body parts. So we have the starfish and the planaria as our examples. Sa starfish, pag natanggal yung isa niyang part, may tutubo at tutubo ulit doon. Ganon din naman doon sa planaria. Halimbawa, natanggal yung buntot niya, tutubo yon. Yung ulo naman niya na nawala ng buntot, tutubo ulit yon. So, ganun sila dumadami. Ganun sila nagpaparami. Now, let us remember. Sa sexual reproduction, it takes place when sex cells of two parent animals unite to form a new organism. In asexual reproduction, it occurs with the involvement of only one parent animal. So, dapat maging klaro tayo sa difference between sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Let's have our activity. I want you to tell me if the picture reproduce sexually or asexually. So our first picture is spider. How do you think the spider reproduce? It is sexual. It needs a mate. Next, we have alligator. Okay, it reproduce sexually. Kailangan din niya ng kasama. We have jellyfish. It reproduce asexually. Corals. It reproduce asexually. Sponges. Asexual. Hindi kailangan ng kapareha. Platypus. It reproduce sexually. Platypus is also a mammal. Internal reproduction happens when the male animal releases a sperm cell inside the body of the female animal to fertilize the egg cell. Tandaan po ito ha. While external reproduction occurs outside the body of the parent animal. Internal sa loob, external sa labas. Internal, nabubuntis, lumalaki yung tiyan ni parent or ni female animal. External, hindi kailangan na mabuntis. Let's see if it is internal or external fertilization. So we have a turtle. Okay, so as you can see in the picture, it needs mate, nabubuntis siya. So this is internal reproduction. Butterfly. It needs mate also. So it is internal fertilization. Octopus. It is internal fertilization. Shrimp. External fertilization. Na poproduce sila ng egg cell and sperm cell outside the body of the female sa tubig. Mosquito. Internal. Reproduction in some animals. Dogs reproduce through the mating process, where the male mounts the female during copulation. The dog's sperm cells will reach the eggs in the oviduct of the female dog. After a few days, fertilization takes place. The female experience 63-day gestation period giving birth to a litter of puppies. Nakikita natin yung picture kung paano sila mag-mate. So, nagmamount, stand support ang male dog sa female dog. And then, magde-deposit siya ng sperm cells inside the body of the female dog. And then, after few days, may fertilization na mangyayari. And then, yung mother dog or si female dog, magkakaroon siya ng 63-day gestation. Gestation is the period from fertilization up to giving birth of the female dog. So yun. Hanggang ilabas niya na yung mga anak niya into a litter of puppies o yung maraming mga anak na inilabas niya ng sabay-sabay sa araw din na yon. Cats. Female cats can become sexually mature in just 4 months of age. So hindi kailangan na magkaroon siya ng year o edad bago siya maging sexually mature. 4 months lang, pagkalabas niya, sexually mature na yan. And once sexually mature, the female cat is ready for mating. Maghahanap na siya ng kanyang kalabing-labing. The male cat inserts his penis through her vulva. Vulva is the external part or genitalia of the female cat. Ovulation occurs within 20 to 50 hours after mating, and the eggs are capable of being fertilized approximately after 1 day. So, mapafertilize siya pag nagkaroon ng mating after 1 day. The eggs are fertilized in the oviduct and then make their way to the uterus. Cat's pregnancy usually lasts from 61 to 72 days. Until then, they deliver litter of kittens. Parang yung sa dogs, no, hindi halos nalalayo yung araw ng kanilang pregnancy. So, umaabot from 61 to 72 days or approximately nasa 2 to 3 months bago nila ilabas yung mga anak nila. Frogs. Frogs lay eggs. This process usually occurs through external fertilization, where the female releases eggs from her body to the water. Then the male releases his sperm to fertilize them and develop into tadpoles. So, si male, nandoon din siya at the back of the female frog. And then nakikita natin yung mga eggs na na-release ng parehong parent. Mapafertilize ang egg na yan dyan sa water na. Butterflies, they reproduce the way other insects do. Most insects reproduce sexually. The male will release special chemicals called pheromones to attract female butterflies. They mate by joining end to end their abdomen. During the mating process, when their bodies are joined, the male passes a capsule of sperm called spermatophore. The sperm, when released from the capsule, swims directly into a small tube, into a small receptacle called spermatica. So during mating, magre-release si male ng spermatophore, capsule that contains sperm cells. Yung capsule na yon, i-release yung mga sperm cell na yon directly inside the body of the female butterfly. Mosquitoes. The male mosquitoes have claspers on their abdomen which they use to grab onto female mosquitoes. Claspers, para siyang pangkapit doon sa magiging mate niya. The male reproductive organ then extends to the female's vagina. Males transfer sperm directly into a sac-like organ inside the female's body. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, internal fertilization to. Kaya nagagawa ng male mosquito na mai-release yung kanyang sperm cell inside the body of the female mosquito. Their larvae are aquatic and develop into pupae in 5 days. Ayan. Mosquitoes generally lay up to 100 eggs at a time that turn into wrigglers. After mating, the male mosquito dies. Alam natin inire-release ng mosquito ang eggs niya sa tubig. Kaya pag buntis ang female mosquito, kinakailangan niya ng tubig para ilay niya yung eggs niya dyan. So, ganyan niya yan inililay, parang nakahile-hilera siya. So, up to 100 eggs ang kaya niyang ilabas. And then, mabubuhay yung mga eggs na yan, lulubog yan. And then, parang naka-upside down ang mga wrigglers. Parang, sila, mga nakakapit sa tubig. After mating, the male mosquito dies, namamatay sila. So, I hope you did learn something from our lesson.